Hello, I'm Matthew from Ludovox, and I'm on the Essen Spiel on the Fowers booth with Tim Fowers himself. Hi, Tim.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for having us. So we're there with one of your latest games, Fugitive.
Yeah, Fugitive just came out. We kickstarted it in 2015, and it's our first Essen, and people are really liking it.
So who is it for? How many players?
It's a two-player cat and mouse game, so it's asymmetric. You're doing different things. One player is playing the fugitive, who is trying to get out of town, and one player is the marshal, who is trying to hunt him down.
So what are the main mechanics of the game?
The main mechanics are he is trying to just play the 42, and he's using a number climbing mechanic. So he plays his cards face down. They always have to be higher, and the marshal's coming behind, guessing those numbers. And if she can ever uncover all of the cards on the board, then he's caught.
So how do you manage the guessing game? Because it seems relatively easy to guess the cards.
There is always usually a range. You're like, because he has rules about how much he can jump at a time. The marshal, is usually guessing between 2 or 3 numbers, right? But the fugitive can actually sprint. If he wants to make a larger jump, he can burn extra cards that are in his hands to go further, and that makes the guessing range way higher. And so that's his trick, is that he can pay as many cards as he wants sprinting, but then he might run out later because he used them all for the sprint. And the trick that the marshal has is she can actually guess more than one number, but she has to be right about all of them. If she's wrong about one, he just says incorrect. So you don't get to find that one was right. And so it's a risky play, but you can. That's how you win the game. So you're like 3 cards out there, like you name 3 numbers, and you don't even have to point to a card to guess it. You just say a number, and sometimes you think it's this card, and actually this card gets turned over. So it's a very just elegant. There's no text on the cards. There are some events that are in English, but a lot of people like to just play with the normal numbered cards.
Are the events mandatory, or can you play without them?
They're just for a little bit of replayability. I don't think they're really core to the experience. It's just like they're little wrinkles that change the board a little bit. But
so, what gave you the idea for Fugitive? Is it simply that you had the idea of a 2-player game which is asymmetrical, or
there was a combination. There was fans were asking for a spin-off of Burgle Bros, where it was the chase after the bank heist, and then also I played the game. The game, which is about number climbing. And so there's a number of influences, but I really wanted to have something where the asymmetry which was really important, and a game that was really clean, like No Thanks, where it's just like, there's not a lot going on there, but the complexity that emerges. But it's really become like a Netrunner light, or almost like it's like a quick poker match, because you're like, bluffing each other. One thing the fugitive can do is he can pay sprint cards when he doesn't need to. And so he can have her guessing in a whole different number range, and he's just holding still, and she's searching all over, and then he can run. So
are the decks sorted by range?
Yeah. So this is part of the information. Is both of you draw 1 card per turn, and the marshal, part of her information is coming from eliminating possibilities. She's sending her agents out to block off that exit. And so the marshal starts out with very little information, but gets to almost perfect information right as he's escaping. So, so also she's paying attention to where he's drawing. He hasn't found a way out yet, so I'm going to try to, catch him. So
what about the French version of Fugitive? Well, we can play with, the base game, but are you going to try to distribute to France? What's your philosophy about this?
I'd like to figure out a way to get it into France. I have a couple people I'm talking to get. It might be something, because there's only the instructions and a few event cards. It might be easier to do as a language pack instead of doing like a whole print run, because but figuring out how many and what partners to work with is the important thing. But I'm definitely looking at getting my games into France soon.
Well, thank you, Tim, for that overview of Fugitive, and we'll see you on the box, right?
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.